If you've been trying to fix your golf swing and nothing has worked, then this video is for you. You know, you've been watching countless tips on YouTube, trying to get advice from better players, but nothing seems to work. So I'm going to break down why that hasn't worked for you and why you're not producing consistency, and why this method that I have for you is going to help you play better golf going forward for a sustainable period of time. You see, the problem isn't you, it's the way you're being taught online and by other friends or people that are trying to give you advice. And so I'm going to break down this method and why you need to focus on these key things, these key fundamentals, in order to build a consistent swing and to start to see consistency on the course and to start to get more confident. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing, and if you're a returning viewer, I appreciate your support. And I release videos like this every week where I'm going to break down the swing, so make sure you hit that bell and leave a comment and let me know what you're struggling with. So let's get into it. You see, most of the YouTube videos that you're going to see online are going to teach you quick fixes. So if you're coming over the top, you're going to be taught to feel down here like you've seen some of the tour pros do. But trying to replicate these moves that you see the tour pros do without solid fundamentals is virtually completely pointless, and you're not going to be able to build a repeatable swing system from there. So what we have to focus on is getting you set up correctly so that you can then start to make these key moves to create a repeatable but also consistent golf swing. For example, a lot of people, especially with driver, because the ball is further forward in their stance, will set up like this. So the shoulders lean off to the left, okay? The club face is going to be open to the shoulders and everything's going to be tilted over to the left side, just like this. So this is essentially a position, if you're coming over the top, you're most likely coming over the top from this position. In trying to feel that you're going down here, it's just so against the way you're standing. So because of that fault in the setup, there has to be a compensation in the swing, and what we're going to see is this move from the top. And if I do that from this angle, you're coming over the top. So we have to focus on getting set up correctly so that that doesn't happen. So what you're going to want to do is, when you set up to the driver, obviously the ball's further forward in your stance, what you want to be able to do is tilt like this. So set your driver down your spine like this and tilt a little bit like this until the driver hits your left leg. Now you're in more of a position where the hips are set. This hip isn't higher, so it's going to force you to do this. The hips are set correctly, they're nice and level, the spine's a little bit tilted backwards for the driver especially, and now you're going to be able to turn into a better backswing position, and from there you're going to be able to start with the legs and get that club to shallow naturally. Now it's possible, okay? So we have to focus on setup, grip, our stance, and our posture. So with the grip, what we want to see is that we have it opposite forces. So we have it very much in the fingers on the lead hand and very much in the fingers on the trail hand. This gives us opposite forces so that we've got forces coming from either side of that grip, which is going to really help control that club face. You'll see if I hold it in a palmy grip style, which a lot of people do and a lot of people don't fix this, is I have so much room for manipulation. I don't have opposite forces coming on that grip, and it's so much easier for me to manipulate that face, so it's going to get open and closed throughout the swing as you swing. So when we get that opposite forces grip, it's going to be so much easier for us to control that club face. So that's step number one. Now step number two is getting into a really good posture to allow us to stay in that posture throughout the swing and use our body to create speed instead of our arms. So what we want to do is we want to come in, stand with our feet together behind the ball, and if I drew a line back from that ball, it should hit the middle gap of my feet. From there, just hold the driver out like this, like it's extending out of your belt buckle, but keep your arms locked and straight. From here then, we're just going to bend from the hip until the club hits the ground. So you can see I was standing too close. So I'll stand back a little bit and try that again. There we go, perfect. Okay, I haven't really checked where I'm aiming. Then what we're going to do is take a small step with the big foot, left foot, and a bigger step with the back foot, or the right foot for the right-handed golfer. Then we can do our setup drill, where we get our spine tilted and our hips set correctly. Now we're in a position where we're going to be able to rotate, keep our left arm straight, rotate into the backswing, create that nice width we need, and create that coil in the backswing so that we can fire the legs first, and then we're going to be able to come from the inside more and hit up on that driver and release it, and we're going to see a complete different ball flight as opposed to standing like this, where it's always going to be like that. So that's huge. Another thing you got to focus on whenever you're in this setup position is that you make sure your legs are not too bent. A lot of people bend like this, their butt gets way out behind their heels, and that effectively makes the lower body impossible to use. In the golf swing, it just gets stuck almost like you're sitting down, squatting it, keeping it from moving, really trying to control everything with your arms. We've got to be in this balanced posture, our legs not too bent, and our balance on the balls of our feet, which is just in front of the laces here. So it's not back on the heels, because if it goes back on the heels, we're likely to swing around and over. So balls of feet not too bent in the knees. Got this setup set, and now we're in a position to be able to learn to swing the club so much better. There we go. So the key here is setting up to be able to build a repeatable swing, or to be able to adjust your swing to make it more consistently. If you set up with poor fundamentals, then you're going to have a terrible outcome with your swing. You're going to be inconsistent. You're always going to be fighting the way your body wants to naturally move. So you've got to set it up in a way where you can move powerfully through the golf ball at impact, but also to make it repeatable and consistent so that your body does more of the work and not your arms. Now, if you would like help with your golf swing, or you want to get in touch and have a conversation about what you need to do going forward, you can DM me on Instagram, and my handle is @Alexander_golf with 2 F's. DM me there, DM me the word YouTube, so I know you've come from here, I know you've seen this video, and we can have a little chat about how you can improve your game going forward. So as I said, thanks again for watching. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to be releasing videos on every single part of the golf swing, so make sure to hit that subscribe so you don't miss it. Also, like this post, and please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this. Let me know if your fundamentals are off or what you need to work on, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. So remember, hit that subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss them, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.